welcome to Becoming Lerato. This channel is about growth, it's about faith, it's about healing, it's about becoming healed, becoming whole, becoming confident, becoming self-aware, becoming exactly who you have been called to be. If you're on a journey of becoming too, you're at the right place. Let's become together. Today, I really just want to talk about the waiting season and what that has looked like for me. Waiting season can feel like you are waiting literally for something that is not going to happen, something that is just not coming. It is important. I do feel that it is important for us to go through the waiting season. That is when I believe that the Lord does his best work on us. But I do also feel like it's not a lot of people like myself genuinely are not aware of the season itself. Sometimes you're in a waiting season and you're not aware that this is the season for you to wait. Like, this is the season for you to just be still and know that God is who he said he is, and he's going to do what only he can do at his timing, right? Like, the best thing you can do during a waiting season is to wait. Honestly, is to wait. You can't fast your way out of it, you can't pray your way out of it. You might as well just sit in the season, just wait. I know it does sound a little bit like, it can sound a little bit harsh, right? But honestly, like, this is what it is. Like, I had to really get to a point where I realized that I'm waiting, right? And sometimes it's like God can tell you, maybe he can give you a glimpse of his plan for you, maybe for this like specific season. He can give you a glimpse, he give you an idea, right, of like what he's cooking. Right? Sometimes you can be in the waiting season for years. Okay, it's a season, but that season really can last 4 years. It's not even a joke. You can wait for something that you thought will probably take about like 6 months, you thought could take a year. It's almost like a testing season as well, because if you're waiting for something that, you know, God has given you a bit of like a glimpse or like an idea that he's cooking in your life, right? You don't fully know yet. It might feel like it's draining. It might also feel like it's almost like a faith test, because like with me, it's like I've been in a waiting season now for years. At this point, it's probably like 2 years now, right? It's been like a year. It's been like well over a year, right? I've been waiting for something for well over a year now. I really had to learn to remain in the faith. Like, I had to learn to stay. My faith cannot fail. That's it, period. That's the foundation, right? I am trying my level best to be patient. Sometimes I feel like, yo, God, like, you really had made me wait, you know? Sometimes I feel like I've been patient enough. Sometimes I feel like I shouldn't still be waiting for this, you know? To be honest, I did get to a place of feeling like, okay, maybe it's not going to happen. But I went to bed that night, I went on my knees, I prayed over my faith. I said my faith is not going to fail. So I guess it can come down to, what do you do when you wait, right? So this season of my life has taught me to wait well. I really had to sit down and learn what it means to wait well. You don't want to wait and not do nothing. Like, you don't want to wait and just like wait. If that makes sense, right? Like, you really don't want to sit down doing nothing while you're waiting. I have never been at a place in my life that felt very testing. But the waiting season can feel like time is running out. Like, I've gotten to the point where honestly, I'm just like, the time is ticking, okay? Like, time is not waiting for anybody. And you know, it's just like, it can get a little bit frustrating when you are in a waiting season, because you feel like time is just running out as you're waiting, right? But I feel like it's just also very, very important to remind yourself that God does things at the perfect time. For me personally, that has helped me. When I wake up in the morning and I realize that I'm still waiting for this one thing that I've been waiting for now for over a year, I'm so close to 30, okay? I just need to probably just like just like 2 more steps, and I'm like there. Okay, so when you put the time right in your head and you start calculating, like, okay, so by in 2 years I'll be done with this, in a year I'll be done, you are creating your own timelines, right? That's not the timeline that God came and sat on your bed and told you that it's gonna happen in like 6 months or whatever. It's really important to just wake up, glorify God for who he is, because he still is who he says he is, despite what, you know, the waiting season might look like. Very important to ground yourself during the waiting season. Grounded in prayer, grounded in fasting, grounded in reading the Bible, grounded in coming into agreement with God. You need to literally, every day before I go to bed, I tell God, you know what? I agree with the timing that you have for the things of my life. I agree with how you want to do things, even though sometimes it's just like, I'm not understanding. But for me, it's just been very important to tell the Father that I agree with his plans for my life. I agree with how long this specific thing that I've been waiting for is going to take. You really do need to bring yourself to a point of agreement into God, because how are you going to walk together if you do not come into agreement with your Father? Yeah, and so come into agreement with God, reassure yourself, like, yes, this is going to happen. I decree and I declare that this is going to happen. If God has you in a waiting season, most likely he's preparing you for something. Me personally, I spent the entire year thinking, you know what, this is the purpose, it was, right? Like, that was God preparing me. But just because it now took a little bit longer than what I thought, doesn't mean the work and the preparation is not happening, right? It's just that obviously hadn't clocked that last year. Be very curious. Be curious. Sit down and ask yourself, like, okay, so God has me in this waiting season, right? Obviously he's preparing me for something. Yeah, be open to it. Something that I gotta be doing. I have to be pouring into a cup or cups. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, God doesn't make you wait for nothing. So I honestly feel like it is important to be self-aware, right? And so you know how to move, you know, remain sensitive to the Holy Spirit during your waiting season. Be excited about it. Don't be upset. Be strict with yourself. Like, hold yourself accountable every day. You have to be pouring into a cup or 8 cups literally every day during this waiting season. It's not for nothing. Be self-aware. Ask yourself questions. What is it that is already in front of me, right, that I probably should be working on or working with? You know what I've actually like come to believe during my waiting season, which I am still waiting? I cannot be upset at how long God wants to keep me in the season. You might have people around you trying to discourage you, trying to tell you, yeah, maybe you didn't hear the voice of God correctly. You have been walking with the Lord. You have been having your own conversations with God. You know what God has said to you. You know that God is who he said he is. You know that God is faithful, right? And even if this is not what he may want for you right now, doesn't mean it's never gonna happen. 1, 2, he might actually just want something better for you. He is still doing good. Even as you sleep, even as you doubt, even as like he is still cooking. It's very important to have people in your life that can pray over you, declare these things, and come into agreement with God's plan over your life. Literally have friends that have conversations to God about you, even if they do not know what you're waiting for. But you really do need to be around prayer warriors. Like, you need to be around people that hold themselves accountable to God, because you might give up. You might just feel like it's not gonna happen. Maybe God has forgotten about you. You might have a lot of feelings, to be quite honest. You are going to have a lot of feelings. I still have a lot of feelings as it stands. Do you know what I mean? But my faith is still the foundation. God is who he said he is, and I'm believing in the things that he's promised are gonna happen, and the things that even I know, right? Even I know that we've laughed about, right? I know that this is gonna happen. I obviously just don't know when it's gonna happen. Cry out to God. Cry out to your Father. Tell him You are getting impatient. You are tired of waiting. You are irritable. He's not helping you at this point, okay? Tell him, be honest. Like, I need you to do what only you can do. Send the vessel. And sometimes it might not look like what you want it to look like. Keep the hope, keep the faith, remain in the word, keep the prayer sessions, keep the fasting sessions. Trust me, it is going to happen at the right time. And honestly, I'm speaking to myself. I know that when this does finally happen, I'm going to look back and be like, I get it. Like, that's why you didn't want it to happen then. It makes sense. It is going to make sense for me when I finally get to that season of my life that I've been waiting for. I am going to be so glad that I waited. I'm going to be so happy that I kept the faith, I kept the hope. It's just going to make so much sense in the end. I hope that this has been really encouraging for you, and if it has, subscribe to this channel and share this video. Remember that growth takes time and grace covers the journey.